What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide. I had the privilege of being able to play the demo, and I want to give a huge shout out to Purple Lamp and THQ for giving me that code. Did not expect that one. I was ready to go in day one with SpongeBob, just full-on belief. But let me tell you something. Maybe it's just the fact that I just beat this demo and I'm recording it for you, but I really think this has the makings of the best SpongeBob game ever created. Now, easily the best that Purple Lamp has ever done. And to be fair, they've done an incredible job. I think they've honestly done about as good as you could want them to do. Of course, reviving Battle for Bikini Bottom and doing it extremely well, taking the lessons learned there to do the Cosmic Shake, which I thought was a great time. You know, it wasn't an amazing game or anything. It was kind of a run-of-the-mill SpongeBob game, but it's kind of that next step that I think they needed. You know, they needed to take those lessons and apply it to their own game. I played the demo. The demo here is about 2 missions. I'll obviously be showing it throughout the whole video. It's a blast, and it really, at least to me, shows the best of Battle of Bikini Bottom as well as the Cosmic Shake. I really think this is Purple Lamp understanding the mission, the structure of how to do a SpongeBob game like this. You know, they're not all like this. And so I think both things can be true at once. You know, I think this could be the best Purple Lamp SpongeBob game. And I really think, I mean, Battle for Bikini Bottom is one of, if not the best SpongeBob games. And this really feels incredible, looks incredible, sounds incredible, and I'm so excited to see the end product. So look, it really plays out like an episode. It's something rather silly that kind of jumpstarts the events of this, and the voice cast is tremendous. I think the acting is top-notch. They got everybody in this. The visuals are unreal, to be honest with you. Like, it's been a while, and I'm going to go back and play Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated right before the full game comes out. I really want to do that just to kind of see, because that's my favorite SpongeBob game. And I mean, that game looked really good. Cosmic Shake looked insanely good. And I think that's a very visually appealing SpongeBob game. This one, I mean, I was playing this on PC. I got the demo through Steam. I'll probably end up playing it on PS5, to be honest with you, but it looks so unbelievably good. You know, it's got some of the new age stuff, like if you've seen the newer movies or kind of the newer era of SpongeBob, the new seasons. You know, it's got maybe more of like that emoting, like their faces are just a little bit different than maybe, you know, when I was a child, and seasons, like 1 through 5 of SpongeBob, to me, are like the classic and the best ones. You know, the visual presentation has changed a bit, but it looks spectacular. I mean, whether it's just going out in the semi-open world or whether it's a cutscene, like a major cutscene, when the Flying Dutchman is on the screen, when King Neptune, when they're next to each other, when all the characters are there, it looks phenomenal, and it honestly caught me by surprise just how good, again, not just really the cutscenes, but everything, when you're going around the world and you can kind of like position the camera to maybe see a little bit clearer, you know, what you're trying to look at, when it kind of zooms in, when it's like the back and forth conversations of Sandy or Squidward or whoever, like, it looks very, very good, and I want to give them credit there. There were, you know, it's a demo, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. There were a couple stuttering problems at times, and also they did a lot of like later, so you would do a scene, and then it's very clear that there was like an extra thing there that they didn't show, but the demo cut it, and it was very like it was jumpy. You know, it didn't really work all that well, but it's because they're trying to hide stuff. I'm not going to dock points. I mean, I'm not going to give her a demo a score anyway, but you know, it was a little choppy, but you know, it kind of had to be. They're trying to obviously hide some stuff, and from what I can tell, I was playing pretty much the beginning, you know, in terms of the setup and then the first mission. But even in those two things, I want to say 3 different times there was a couple cuts where you could tell they were kind of skipping over things. And then, I mean, there's like the feel. Like, look, in order for this game to be the best SpongeBob game, I think it's got to have that Battle for Bikini Bottom feel. And it just has to keep things new. You know, I think one of the things, obviously, with this game is swapping. So you play as SpongeBob, then you play as Patrick, then you obviously get the twist, not really a twist, right, where they can swap back and forth. And there's things that SpongeBob can do that Patrick cannot do. And even at the very end of the demo, they introduced a new thing that Patrick could do that he couldn't do in the beginning of the game. So it's got kind of that classic just being able to swap on a dime, you know, a little Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart energy. A lot of these games that kind of use like the faster processors, right, to be able to swap to things simultaneously. And it runs buttery smooth. I mean, you'll be playing as Patrick, swap to SpongeBob in a heartbeat. No stuttering, with dodging or striking. And those things looked improved. When SpongeBob's kind of doing karate, I'm a martial artist, a little bit different than how SpongeBob does it. But, when he's doing the karate chops, like, it looks so good, like really, really cool. But it's also, it feels good. I was playing this with a controller. I was playing with a PS5, like a DualSense controller, even though all the prompts are Xbox. I do hate it when that happens. So I get confused, when it says B. There's no B on PlayStation. So you got to think about it for a second. But highly responsive, and there's enough diversity. I mean, it's got the platforming, it's got jumping on, trampolines, it's got gliding, it's got, Patrick being able to like tunnel in, underground and then being able to pop out. It feels really good, really responsive. And then, yes, it's only 40 minutes, but it felt like it had enough stuff that was going on, that they're going to introduce a new mechanic. And that's what these games need to do, right? New, whether it's a villain or a boss fight or an enemy or a traversal thing, like a new kind of puzzle element. You got to keep it fresh. That's how you have to do it with these games. They're maybe 8-10 hours long. You got to keep it moving, and you got to keep introducing new things. In the very beginning of this game, it did it. The setup is incredible. The characters are incredible. It feels incredible, and it really feels like, again, the best of the last two games. Again, Cosmic Shake was pretty darn good, and I think was kind of necessary in order to get this, because I really feel like this is going to be miles better than what the Cosmic Shake was. It's got side missions. There's a side mission, in the resort, in the first main mission of the game. You can do the Squidward one, so that kind of gives me, I think, a little bit of a preview of, there's going to be a singular objective. It's not going to be that hard. This is a game I feel like I can hand over to my 11-year-old daughter. She can have a blast. I can have a blast. And that's another kind of that's a tightrope type thing, and something that they got to get right, like the challenge, and it can't be too easy, but also can't be too difficult. It feels just right to me. To me, I mean, it's pretty, you get into a flow, like I'm able to dodge quite well and hits, and as Patrick, tunnel under things, and it feels really good. I can see, maybe a younger person having a little bit more trouble, but still doing rather well. The platforming is tight, like everything. I can keep going, but I don't really think I have to. After the opening level, I consider just stopping. Now, I did the whole demo, but I considered 20 minutes in just saying, I don't want to play anymore because it's incredible. It's won me over. Hands down, it's won me over. And I got no doubt that they're going to do a great job in another month. So why do I need to play the first level? I did it anyway. I went back on my word. But I really think this is going to be a special game. I really do. And I mean, I'm a classic SpongeBob fan. I've played so many of these games. I love them. And I think this game just has a lot of energy. Like I felt really good about it, and I've seen gameplay, I've seen the trailer, I've seen everything there is to see, about this game. Being able to feel it, it's like, oh yeah, like this is kind of the coming together, and again, like the natural next step for a studio like this to just hit an absolute home run, right? Like a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 SpongeBob game. And I think they'll deserve it, when all things are said and done. So again, thank you to them for doing this. I'll be covering the base game no matter if they give me that for free or not. I'll be playing it day one no matter what. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.